All right. I don't know how loud this is gonna be.
Blue Protocol. Oh my god.
Blue Protocol is the last bastion for anime MMO lovers. There isn't a single anime MMORPG in active development that looks even remotely promising.
Why is this chat filled with booba? Like, can we just take a moment here to address the fact that his chat...
That looks even remotely.
Oh, I guess they're reacting to the thumbnail, right?
Over the last couple years are poor performing mobile and cross-platform games that really look and feel nothing like a dedicated PC title. They lack the polish, they lack the depth, they lack the quality that only AAA budget studios can bring. And while it's been over 3 years since its announcement, Blue Protocol has seen repeated delays both nationally and internationally. We've all been...
I feel like this game, like Blue Protocol is like, a lot of people have wanted to see this game come out, but for whatever reason, it just kind of, yeah, I don't know why the quality is so fucking garbage. It's really annoying. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know why it's taken so long. It doesn't seem like it's that complicated, you know? Holy shit.
I mean, that's true. I honestly... I genuinely do not know why it's taken as long as it has. I guess it's because they shifted focus from Blue Protocol into Gundam Evolution.
Hoping year after year they tell us something, anything really, to confirm even a relative time frame, a month, even a year, that we can expect a game that provides us something to look forward to build up excitement.
MMObite has a hot wife. I mean, he's not, you know, it's not untrue.
And after today, we might have exactly that. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment here to thank all of the absolute chads and chadettes that support this channel via Patreon. You're all freaking legends. Seriously, each and every single one of you. I would offer to give each of you a piece, but
listening to the patron info
daily. I was linked to an article on the Blue Protocol database website that in turn linked to an interview with Sakaguchi Masataka, the president and CEO of Bandai Namco, the studio behind Blue Protocol, behind Elden Ring, Tales of Arise, God Eater, Scarlet Nexus, Code Vein, and honestly so many more incredible games. In the interview, Masataka went on to state that the video games they have been focused on completing consisted of Gundam Evolution and Blue Protocol.
That was the one that, yeah, I saw people playing
for the last year now. These were, in his words, online games from Japan to the world. For those of you that are...
I think the real question is, like, when is this shit actually gonna come out, though? You know what I mean? Like, it needs to come out. Like, I feel like you have like certain games and they stay in development for so long that people lose interest in them when it's good enough. I mean, I do think that if it's not ready or anything like that, they should not go out of their way to release it until it's ready.
Aware, Gundam Evolution just launched around the world on September 21st.
There are a lot of MMOs though that that just stay in a perpetual state of development forever. It's actually crazy.
Yesterday, as of recording this video, Gundam Evolution was their primary focus, as it was the closest to successful completion and arguably the easier of the two.
What is that face though?
The development of
oh my
Gundam
god.
Evolution launched to over 50,000 concurrent players on Steam alone, and is rolling out onto the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X and S on November 30th. Gundam Evolution launched globally around the world with the exception of a few countries. It is going to be cross-platform compatible.
Dude, his chat was so excited. I just want, can we go back to that? I want you guys to look at Asmongold there, okay? He appreciates what's on screen right now. A, he appreciates it. B, his chat appreciates it just as much. Okay?
The development of
oh my god.
And people complain about booba in video games.
Launched to over 50,000
going to be you can't complain about booba in video games.
PC and consoles, and is 100% entirely free to play. But why are we focusing on Gundam Evolution and realistically, what does that even have to do with Blue Protocol? Masataka confirmed that both of the games listed, Gundam Evolution and Blue Protocol, are being developed in the same way. In his words, the basic strategy for realizing our goal of online games from Japan to the world is worldwide, multi-device, and free-to-play.
And pay to win, apparently. Okay, so basically, yes. If you're gonna have, I feel like mobile games are not, like, there's no, I don't know where people got this idea that mobile games had to be pay to win. I don't know where this...
Mobile games do not need to be pay to win. They are not inherently pay to win. What are pay to win are mobile MMOs. There are plenty of mobile games out there that have no pay to win in them whatsoever. However, look at every mobile MMO pretty much in existence. Blade and Soul 2, Ion 2, Blade and Soul Revolution, Lineage 2 Revolution, Lineage M, Lineage W, every Asian MMO that had a PC version that was then ported on over to mobile. They are all horrendously pay to win. Mobile games aren't necessarily pay to win. Mobile MMOs are. I just want to make that...
this fucking idea came from, but no, mobile games do not have to be pay to win. And so anyway, this happens, and now it's like if a game is coming out on mobile, I just kind of assume that, you know, I just kind of assume.
But I also want to note here that he mentioned, Asmon mentioned, if a game is coming out on mobile, it's going to be, he's going to assume that it's pay to win, but this is not coming out on mobile. This is PC and potentially cross-platform between consoles, like I mentioned, the PS, the PlayStation, the Xbox, etc. Although no mention of the Switch.
This is the CEO himself claiming that he wants both Gundam Evolution and Blue Protocol, including future online games, to not only be accessible worldwide, but also be playable on more than a single platform and be entirely free to play. We knew that Blue Protocol was going to be free to play. We knew that they were targeting a worldwide release for Blue Protocol. Anyone that claimed otherwise was delusional. But what we didn't know, we merely speculated, was that they were also potentially wanting to release this cross-platform with consoles as well.
I feel like it's like if you have a game now and it can't be on consoles too, I think that's kind of a problem. Like, it's obviously, like, I mean, there are many games where it's just, like, not realistic or possible for something like that to happen. But many games, it is better. Like, I think the more platforms that you can play a game on, the better for the game. I don't agree that, like, adding it to consoles or mobile is bad. I just think that, you know, usually, especially mobile games and games that are developed for mobile, you know, a lot of times they are kind of, like, pay to win, or, like, they have some form of bullshit in them.
Well, not just that, but if a game, I guess the important, okay, hold on, no. So if a game is developed for each individual separate platform, then yes, the more platforms, the better. If a game is developed for mobile first and then ported over to different platforms, then the game is going to be inhibited by the platform that it was developed for. So essentially, you're going to be playing a mobile game targeting a mobile audience with mobile features and mobile mechanics on your console, on your computer, and those are immediately going to be terrible quality games.
Mobile.
So I guess
mobile,
it depends on,
thankfully, is not even being considered
what it's built for.
Masataka went on to continue.
Okay, well,
on
then there
top
we
of
go.
that, we have set key strategies as the pillars of our growth. The first is the creation of original IPs. We aim to create and nurture new original intellectual properties from online games that will serve as the starting point for the Bandai Namco Group's IP strategy. That makes sense. Blue Protocol is an entirely original IP. Gundam Evolution admittedly is not, but it's highly likely that Blue Protocol isn't the final game in their overall vision. On the contrary, with them shifting focus to Blue Protocol, they might start
it is easier to scale down than up.
Several additional projects. The second is the Metaverse.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, right? It's just that like whichever time, not only that, but having people that play on console and PC increases the economy size. Yes, exactly. Like it's just, as I've said, it is just better if more people can play the game. It's that simple. Metaverse, yeah. Is the Metaverse... I'll just let him read it.
First of all, creating an interesting online game is a major premise. But on top of that, we aim to expand the online game space where many people gather to provide entertainment other than games. Now,
I think, again, the Metaverse idea is... I mean, I feel like Metaverse is just, again, it's like one of these like buzzwords that people that are not really very connected to society, it's like a weird, some like dumb word that people have invented that they're trying to sell to consumers because it will make them money. Like, I don't think there's a lot of actual people out there that want a Metaverse. I think there's a lot of companies out there that want to create a Metaverse.
Also agreed. Hoyoverse is one of them. They mentioned that, by when was it, 2028 or 2030, they plan on having the Hoyoverse, right?
Give me a second, let me turn this off. There's some annoying noise.
Oh my god, so that's what I was hearing in the background.
Oh, admittedly, I'm not entirely sure what they mean with this one.
Yeah.
I hear Metaverse and I immediately...
Yeah.
Start to throw up in my mouth a little bit, but I'm hoping that it isn't something to do with crypto or blockchain. I don't think
I think that, like, if they do something that is Metaverse, the chances of it being crypto or blockchain go up by like 80%. Okay, like, yes, there is a chance that it will not be like that, but let's be honest.
that
We can still hope though, right?
Right? The third is
course not.
esports. We aim to expand the fan base, including players and streamers who have gathered around esports as well as non-players. I don't think Blue Protocol is going to have an esports scene.
I really hope that they don't try to make the game esports viable and then make the game bad because of that.
They can't.
Like, that's kind of something that's happened with WoW, is that I think some decisions that are made in WoW are made with like the competitive gameplay in mind, and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. Yeah, gotcha esports. How's that?
But, well, again, gotcha esport. No, it can't. This is not a gotcha game. There's no gotcha in this whatsoever. B, there's no actual competitive PvP scene. There's no PvP scene at all, which means that esports would be entirely PvE focused. And who wants to see people, hitting a couple different monsters, right?
It's not going to work.
Since there's no PvP present within it, which means that this is either
No, they're not going to make Blue Protocol a gotcha game. No way.
hinting at Gundam Evolution having an esports scene, or a future new IP they have in the works that we're just not actively aware of yet. One of the reasons for the original slogan of bringing online games from Japan to the world was that Japan itself was weak when it came to online games. I want people all over the world to play Japanese online games. That thought was our driving force. Honestly, Japan doesn't, have a great online scene. I do completely agree with that.
I don't fucking live in Japan. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no fucking idea, man.
Sentiment, but
that's what we're for, right?
They do
make sure to cover
yeah,
Eastern
in the world.
Eastern game news.
Final Fantasy 14. Well, unless you count Dungeon Fighter Online, which has millions of active players concurrently within China alone. Do we count that? Nah. Masataka then went on to cover a few other topics that were,
it's hard to be able to
in my
do that.
opinion, largely unrelated to Blue Protocol or their games, rather touching on where Bandai Namco was going to be moving in the future as a company, what new employees can expect as they're brought onto the team. It was confirmed in a separate interview that Smilegate, the studio behind Lost Ark, had secured distribution rights for Blue Protocol within Korea, including several other Asian countries like Taiwan, but globally, it looks as though Bandai Namco have the intention of publishing their game over here in North America themselves, as they do with a lot of their games.
Yeah, like
it's
Elden Ring.
unconfirmed, however, but highly likely, I think, given that they have been hiring overseas staff to work on localization, including their own localization director. Bandai Namco confirmed that 2022 would not be the year that Blue Protocol would be releasing. Instead,
I mean, there's no shot. I mean, like, if they didn't have a beta for it or something like that out, I mean, listen, it's...
No, they did. I think they had... What? They had 3 closed betas so far since 2020. I remember Cry and I got into the second and third closed betas. The second closed beta lasted, I think it was over a weekend period. The third closed beta was specifically targeting dungeons and was about 8 hours in length. The first test phase was an alpha, and that was within, I think, 12 months of the game being announced. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's 2 months until the end of the year. There's no shot they're going to have it out in time, man. Like, let's be honest.
Gundam Evolution took
No way.
priority.
It was like 90
However,
days.
with Gundam Evolution now fully launched, or at least fully launched across all major platforms in the next couple months, all available resources should be put into finalizing Blue Protocol, with an expected release date sometime after 22, likely at some point in 2023. Remember, this is not 100%.
To be fair, this is technically Bandai Namco's first MMO. So Bandai Namco actually published Bless Unleashed on console, right? Round 8 Studio were the developers for Bless Unleashed, and Round 8 Studio were a subsidiary of NeoWiz. NeoWiz was the parent company that developed Bless Online, Bless Mobile, and, you know, Bless Unleashed, as they were the parent company of their subsidiary. Now, Bandai Namco published Bless Unleashed, but they did not develop it. So this is their first in-house developed MMO, technically. So
% guaranteed, as the project has seen repeated delays up until this point. But it's news, good news, that we've been waiting for. Probably the best news that we've had pertaining to this game all year, and perhaps all last year too. The best part of all this though, Masataka doing the entire interview with Blue Protocol in the background. Yeah, like, Masataka, dude.
I actually thought that was kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'll get it whenever they actually have the game come out, or there's some sort of release date or some playable version of it that's, you know, like localized here in America. Like, it's nice to have the background. I feel like a lot of these games, like, there's like Genshin Impact, Blue Protocol, Tower of Fantasy, and there's like a handful of other ones that he mentioned at the beginning. All of these games kind of look the same and have a lot of the same style. I think that we are getting to a point where you're getting to a market saturation level of these types of games.
But that happened with the MMO genre, right? There was like Fiesta Online, Rose Online, Luna Online, Florentia Online, Flife. God knows how many other anime MMOs that all looked exactly the same as one another.
Yeah, clone games, basically. That's it. Yeah, the art style. So I'm not really sure if the market can support another one of these. But I think also, like, if the game is good, obviously, or it's better than the other games, then yes, people will move over and play it instead.
We know. Well, you know, its only competition is what? Tower Fantasy right now. Tower Fantasy is cross-platform, has gacha waifus, and is very limited in terms of actual, like, multiplayer content. Tower Fantasy, while fun, isn't really providing the massively multiplayer aspect of the MMO, whereas Blue Protocol could theoretically. Know you're excited for the game. We're also excited for the game. You don't have to rub it in our faces, dude. Now, if you're waiting for Blue Protocol, well, trust me, I understand, we all are, but
we'll see what happens. Okay? Like, we'll see what happens. I'm not very excited about this. I think it could be good, but again, There's no release date. There's no idea. We're going to have to go ahead and wait and see.
Well, there's
That's
a vague
my best
release
advice.
date. 2023 is very vague, admittedly, but
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. There's a lot
guess
of other
release
games that
year.
are coming out pretty soon now. Like, you've got Wrath. There's, like, new updates. There's, like, Dragonflight's going to come out. I mean, there's a bunch of other shit to do. So, like, I'm not that worried about it. It's not like I really, really want it to come out. I think that any time that you have a game like this, it's just always better if the game takes longer to come out and it's better in general. Does that make sense?
because a good game is going to be good, you know, a week after launch, a month after launch, a year after launch. A shit game is going to be shit the day it launches, and then continually until the day they shut it down because it was so shit that nobody cared enough to play it.
That's how I see it. Let me go ahead and I'll link the video to you guys.
I'm not gonna lie, he has some moves. He does. Those are some pretty good moves. I don't know what to think about Dragonflight. As someone who loved Wrath was my favorite expansion. I don't know what to think about Dragonflight. I really should get into Wrath Classic, but I feel like I just don't have time to right now. Maybe Mrs. Stix and I will stream it. I don't know.